10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go raise the stakes. Let's go raise the stakes with JT and Carrie L-E-T-T-T. Let's go.
Oh, JT, Poco Moonshine family, what's up?
Let's go.
Oh, it's Friday again. I'm excited.
Got my new flash duck, you guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man, what has gone on since we spoke last week? It seems like this was longer, but was it not a week ago that we had the Thiensville meetup?
Just last weekend.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
In between our last Raise the Stakes and this one. So we haven't talked about it yet, right?
No.
It seems like it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I want to go back to it, man. It was so much fun. What did you think?
It was amazing. It was a blast, and I had the dehydrated pork loin, and that tasted like Lay's potato chips. And I learned too that Redmond's has a popcorn salt. Not that I'm going to eat it, but you use it for that recipe.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either. Look at this here. I got some pictures from the event.
Yeah, Audra, she's in there. That's who made the chips, the chippies, I called them.
She gave me one of those too, JT, and you weren't standing there, but I said the same thing that you did. It gave me a flashback to eating Lay's potato chips back in my pre-carnivore days. It tasted just like that.
Yeah, except it tasted a little bit better, honestly, because it was meat and it wasn't a potato.
Right.
With like oils all over it.
Yeah, I didn't get a stomachache afterwards eating it. I felt good. That's everything Audra. She flew out to our meetup in Thiensville. She's awesome. She's from North Carolina, and we're trying to arrange so that Emma, Katie, and myself can meet with her because we're heading down to North Carolina in a couple days to film for the documentary. I'm hoping we can make it work, but Audra, if you're listening, it's gonna. I don't know if it's going to. It is so tight, JT. We're literally Emma, Katie, and I are driving 8 hours to Ohio, picking up Adam. Then we're driving the next day 8 hours down to North Carolina. We're filming Rebecca for the documentary at her home. Then we have to drive 3 to 4 more hours to South Carolina, filming Mimi. It's like no time in between, but I'm gonna see if I'll see what happens. I don't know, but that was Audra. She was awesome.
So many awesome people.
Jeff, Jen, and Adam. We had a guy ride his bike in from Sheboygan, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a 3.5 hour drive to get to the meetup, then a 3.5 hour drive to go back home. So that's 7 hours of bike riding just for the meetup. So it was awesome.
This is Jeff, a legend, brought his Blackstone. JT, a legend too, brought his grill and was cooking up. I really appreciate it, JT. Thank you so much.
It was fun. It was good.
Hey, JT killed it on the grill, man. I was getting some shame from the girls afterwards. Why can't you make your burgers like JT does, Dad? Those are so much better.
I didn't even. Sorry, Carrie. I'm not sure. I just I like them crispy around the edges.
That's the trick. Well, the charcoal helps too. I think they really like that, and I don't break out the charcoal a lot, but that makes a big difference in the taste too.
Well, you got to get the charcoal chimney.
I got it.
Yeah, they're like $15 on Amazon, and you don't have to taste lighter fluid ever on any of your food. It's amazing. Good morning, everybody. What's up, carnivores? I love show and tell. There you go, man. And you know you got to flip it upside down and stuff it.
JT, shout out, because I almost killed myself using that lighter fluid, and JT gave me a good warning. But who's your carnivore? Brett too. He's like, dude, you got to get the chimney, and I got that after the meetup. I'm like, Jen and I were going by Menards. I was like, I got to get this thing. So we got Gramps on the screen. He came to join the meetup too. That was great.
I'm surprised you didn't get a flat iron grill out there at Menards while you were there.
You know, I'm so tempted. I got so much equipment out here now. I got the smoker, 2 charcoal grills, and a propane grill. I'm like,
that's how you do breakfast, though, man. Can you imagine breakfast on one of those?
Yeah. I got to make some more space.
Hey, look at 2 happy, healthy guys, man.
2 happy, healthy carnivores.
Yep.
Man, you picked a great location too, and the weather was fantastic. That was just beautiful.
Did we get lucky or are we blessed, man? I'll take them both.
I'll take them both. Dr. Berryfinger. I got to chill on the Dr. Berryfinger.
Yeah. They're going to go Berryfinger pretty soon.
Every picture. Adam. Yeah, Adam got to come out. There we go. You're a good carnivore when you can look at a raw steak and tell where they came from. I looked at these steaks. I was like, "Did you get those from Costco? Those look like some New York strips from Costco." They're like, "Yep, those are the ones."
You're deep in it now, Carrie.
Right? Emma was having a blast talking to Audra and other people. Her and Katie have been working on trying to make like this natural skincare stuff. They're like little scientists in a lab. They've got mixers and they're mixing up stuff together. It's all natural, but we tested it out the other day. Jen did with Katie, and it was pretty good stuff. So
It's awesome.
Emma hated this picture, so I wanted to show this one. This is her reaction. She's like excited or something. Yeah, what a great group, man. It was perfect. Like I was a little we
Oh,
had-
and I went to go grab my my grill tongs,
yeah,
like,
missed this.
and I missed the group photo. You guys, it was hilarious.
We got done and I'm like, where was JT? This was here, let me see this real quick. I think
The Dr. Berryfinger again.
so. We did a little shout out to Bill and Jeff DeProsperous. I don't know if the audio came through when I was sharing that there, but let's see. We got a couple. Oh, remember this individual? Let me zoom in. I can't remember the name. Ramona. So, quick story on Ramona. I was literally standing there, and there's a little walkway by the river, and she was walking down the river. And she came over, and she's like, "I know you." I'm like, "Are you here for the meetup? We're Healing Humanity documentary." She's like, "No, I seen you on YouTube before." She was just a random stranger. She didn't come to the meetup. She wasn't invited to the meetup, but we gave her a name tag. We're like, "Hey, you want some burgers? What do you want?"
She just came to the park to jog, and she was like, "Yeah, like."
Oh, and she knew JT too. I think she saw our Cooking for Strangers video.
Yeah, the hat. She said she recognized too. I was like, "Oh boy."
She was talking to me, and then JT was like 30 yards away on the other side of the park, and she looked over. She's like, "I know that guy too." That was pretty funny.
We'll have to do another Cooking with Strangers soon.
Yeah.
Because when we do a meetup, it's like cooking with family,
Right. I said this afterwards, and I really mean it. I'm like, I would do a meetup every weekend. It's so much fun, man. It is so much fun hanging out with other carnivores, just hearing the stories. Somehow we formed this big circle. It just naturally formed, and people just started riffing and telling their carnivore stories.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I looked over, and there was this like kumbaya circle. I was like, "Oh man, look at this! It's so cute."
Everyone was just going around talking, riffing. There's the big group picture. I got to Photoshop JT back into that one. We got done with that. I was like, wait a minute, where's the cow hat? Where's the cow
It's
suit?
even funnier that if you Photoshop me in there, that's hilarious.
Right? That was Jeff. There we go. So that was a lot of fun. Real quick, if anyone's interested, I always got new people on here doing another meetup a week from tomorrow.
South Carolina, right?
South Carolina. The link is officially in the description. I forgot to do that last week, so if anyone wants to learn more, check it out. And it's free. We're doing it similar to this. We're doing it at a park for free, and then optionally, you got to pay for yourself. We're going to a Brazilian steakhouse afterwards. Emma's going to be there. Katie's going to be there. Adam, myself, and Mimi, who is on my channel. Mimi's got a crazy story. Mimi is the woman that had
Mimi.
Parkinson's. She had a stroke. She was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Had a horrible blood infection, MRSA, that almost killed her in the hospital. She was bedridden, and now she's absolutely thriving and shouting about carnivore from the rooftops. Just absolutely life-changing. We're going to be filming her for the documentary.
That's great.
Who we got on the chat here? Let's take a look.
We should do a carnivore roll call. Where's everybody watching from today?
Carnivore roll call. Let's go. We got Rick cutting up the 77 Dodge Aspen station wagon. Clearing away junk is the first step to getting ready to move. We got Who's Your Carnivore, Brett. Carnivore stands out. Hey, look, speak of the devil. All things Audra. There you go. That's
My
Audra.
day 303, Carrie.
303. Wow. Nice. What do you got to do when you hit 1 year?
Eat another
Donuts?
ribeye, man.
Donuts?
No, eat another ribeye. No, I'm definitely not gonna just go back to my old diet. I can't, man. I can't live like that. That wasn't living.
Yep. Do you have the fear I have? Like, I don't know why it's a fear or nothing, but I don't know. We always joke around it, especially when I get around Adam. We're always joking around about. I got to be careful because some people don't think I'm joking. I did that with Jen the other day, and they're like, "That's so cruel that you're saying she should have Skittles." I was like, "It was clearly a joke. Like, what are we talking about here?"
You
I don't
gotta
know,
know. You gotta know, Carrie. You know your sense of humor.
right? If I ever ate a Skittle or a donut, it really scares me what would happen. Not the fact too that I would probably reverse all my progress and everything, but I think I would just pass out or get sick or something. I've heard from a couple people. I'm not going to name names. A couple people that are like, yeah, I tried just one little piece of sugar or something like that, and they're like, it messed me up, and it did. It tasted like two or three people told me this. They're like, it tasted like metallic or weird. It didn't taste like they remembered at all. It was just completely different. It's really,
It'll
really kind
probably
of
give
interesting.
you a stomach ache now. That's for
Yeah,
sure. Carrie, we got New York, Ohio, California, Georgia.
nice. We got Mark was doing
What?
first week, lost 14 pounds first week, then started snacking on fruit when I got hungry at night and ballooned up again. Yeah, that's a tricky thing.
Yeah, the fruit won't kill you, but it's gonna knock you out of ketosis, and that'll kill your momentum
Right.
for sure.
Jen and I had a little talk the other day where she's like, you know what? I was just addicted to food and I never admitted it. And the thing with fruit is people think it's so healthy, but if you're addicted to sugar and you eat fruit, your body's gonna react to it just like you're trying to moderate that addiction to sugar. Your body doesn't know the difference. Here's some more sugar, whether it's an apple or a banana or whatever, and then you're going to be hungry again. That's why so many people end up yo-yoing because they try to go back to that in moderation, and just doesn't work for a lot of people. Some people it works for, I guess. I don't know. Everyone's different. I think uh, Lily Kane just did a video where she said she's quitting carnivore. I don't know if you guys saw that one. It was a great video. She said she's quitting carnivore, and I guess she kind of quit carnivore. She went back. She was eating lots of carbs and fruits, but then it wasn't working, and her acne came back, and she was kind of suffering. And now she's back to she's calling it animal based. She doesn't want to call it carnivore because if she still has a little bit of fruit here and there, and it's fine for her. There's always that nuance that people got to account for. Because I'll get so many people that say to me, "Tell me exactly what you're eating, exactly what you're doing." I'm like, "Why does it matter? It's different for me now than you. It's different for me now than a month later. It's different for Lily Kane than it is for me." Some people too, like Lily Kane didn't come from like 100 pounds overweight, like some people have. So there's total and like Paul Saladino, people say, "Well, he brought fruit back." That dude is like an extreme athlete in the sun, surfing. Like that guy could literally be an athlete. Lily Kane, you could almost argue the same thing for too. So their chemistry's different, their body's different. I think there's lots of nuance. I think that's important if you're thinking about doing a proper human diet. You got to do what's right for you and realize it's not the same for everybody.
Yeah, it could trigger you, and if you go down the candy aisle, most of the candy is based off of fruit flavors: cherry, grape, apple, all that stuff. It's and then they make it after candy. They'll put it in ice cream. To me, it's a trigger. Like, and then I don't think we really do any at all, really, fruit for William because it's gonna knock him out of ketosis.
Right. Yeah. See, that's the thing too. Like with Paul Saladino, people like that weren't. I almost wonder. Like, I was 100 pounds heavier at my heaviest. JT, you lost a ton of weight too. To get to that point of that weight, is it because we were addicted to sugar, standard American diet, or we had a bigger addiction than other people? Just like some people can have a little bit of alcohol. So now people like Lily Kane and Paul Saladino, it seems like, oh, I can have a piece of fruit here or there. I know for me because I've tried it. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I have tried it when I was doing keto. If I had one piece of fruit now, that would lead to another piece of fruit, would lead to some bread, some carbs, some Skittles, some junk food, and I'd be back where I started again because I have that addiction, and yeah, so I think it's different for everybody. But hey, we got
Carrie, I think it was like I was just eating to eat. You know, like I wasn't actually thinking about it. Like it's just like a zoning out thing, and then you see food sitting out, and you put your hand in the bowl and you just eat. Well, like a lot of mindless eating. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
no thought. Like it's
Yep.
just did it to do it, I guess. And I'm not really doing that anymore. Now I eat when my body's hungry, and then I'm done. It's real easy, but I think a lot of it too, I was just like, well, it's breakfast, well, it's lunch. Well, I was told you eat 3 times a day and then snacks are okay.
Yeah.
Just eat all day and you just
Well,
don't even think about it.
it's interesting you mentioned this. It's a shameless plug, but I recorded a video that's going live tomorrow, and it's talking kind of about this, and this is the, I guess the uh, basis of the video was what sets humans apart from all other species on Earth. We have free will. We can make our own decisions. That's a beautiful thing, right? However, I believe that when I was on the standard American diet, I was addicted to sugar and processed foods, and which I shouldn't be ashamed of because that stuff is engineered to be highly addictive. It's got the perfect amount of salt and sugar to get you hooked. Like you're supposed to be hooked. That's what they're trying to do. But when you have an addiction, you no longer necessarily have free will because that addiction is driving your free will. It's steering your path. Like right now, JT, what you're just describing, you're not the food isn't controlling you. Before the food was controlling you, whether you wanted to admit it or you maybe didn't think about it, but it was always, what are we going to eat? What are we going to do next? And every decision you made was somehow being steered by that addiction. It's just like an alcoholic, right? Does an alcoholic have free will, especially a really bad alcoholic? No, every decision they're making is how am I going to drink more? How am I going to get more alcohol? How am I going to do this? And their whole life is centered around that addiction. So it's a unique thing with humans. We have this free will, but most of humanity isn't exercising their free will because they're addicted to drugs or alcohol, or in the most case, for most people, I think it's the standard American diet. And a lot of people don't admit that. They're just like, oh, no, I'm not addicted. I just really like it. I could stop whenever I want. I'm like, dude, that sounds just like an alcoholic. I'm not addicted. I can stop whenever I want, not admitting you have an addiction, but you're doing this thing that what is it doing to you, this addiction, slowly? It's slowly killing you. Like chronic inflammation for years and years, your aches and pains and issues, and it's slowly killing you. So you're justifying doing something that's slowly killing you and saying, oh, I can stop whenever I want. I just enjoy doing it. I'm like, that's like someone in denial having an addiction, in my opinion. I got to be careful because people get mad when I say this stuff. I'm talking to my former self here, really, is what I'm doing. But what I'm really trying to do, though, is help other people that were like me, that yo-yoed for years and years and suffered for years and years because I didn't just admit I was addicted and just abstain. Like I got to abstain forever and not go back to eating fruit in moderation or eating food in moderation afterwards.
That's the matrix, man. Just living and not thinking, just going through the motions, man. And I feel like I'm out of that now. So
Yes, you're the captain of your own ship again.
yeah, I'm steering this thing.
Right? I was on the standard American diet. I was laying on the ground of the ship. The ship was in autopilot and it was going right into a hurricane and I was completely oblivious to it.
I was on the poop deck before, man.
Right. We were all on the poop deck. Awesome. Charge your Mopar, Rick. Start your barbecue with dried banana leaves instead of lighter fluid. Oh, there you go. I don't have any banana trees, Rick.
Yeah, we
I'm in
don't have
Wisconsin.
excess bananas up here, Rick.
I'll have these some pine needles or something.
You're real
Cynthia said,
tropical down there, Rick.
beautiful location for the meetup. The dude abides. The dude abides. Fun meetup last Saturday. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone that joined us, man. That was just
Just like
great.
2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah. San Diego. Good morning, San Diego. Andreas, thank you guys for your inspiration. Love my meat and butter. Agoraphobic Carnivore, a member of the channel. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And it's our friend All Things Audra. This was a great meetup. I had a blast meeting everyone in person. So much fun. I love your girls. They love talking to you too, Audra. Door County. Door County, Wisconsin. JT, have you ever been up to Door County, Wisconsin?
And they got the goats on top of the roof. I love it.
I've never been there. I've been all over Wisconsin. There's like bed and breakfast. It's real beautiful up there, I've heard, but I've never been up in that area.
Yeah, Door County's it's the bomb, man. It's like a mini Dells.
Yeah. I took Adam to the Dells too, by the way, while we're here.
Oh yeah, did he like it?
Well, it's kind of off season, so it's not like we went go-karting or on any water park rides. For those that don't know, we got Wisconsin Dells here. It's the water park capital of the world. It's a touristy area. It's a beautiful area, like go kayaking and see the scenery, but it's also kind of heavy with tourism. But he liked it because I took him to a steak place. I'm like, I got to treat this dude one day. He came all the way out here. We went to my favorite steak place out there called the Del Bar. He
Oh
liked,
yeah, yeah. You were going on about that.
yeah, he liked it. He liked it for sure. We tried this. We tried this new steak. It was called the Swiss Filet.
The
Uh,
Swiss fillet. What makes it Swiss?
I have no idea. It's like their specialty. It's almost like a tenderloin, like filet mignon. So it didn't have a lot of fat, but we had a ribeye, so we had fat there. We each got a ribeye, and then like, let's just go big. We'll split this. I'm like, dude, Adam, you came all the way out here. He's been filming me for a week, missing so much of his own work. So we split the Swiss filet. It was like this big, but yeah, it was like a filet mignon. It was delicious. It was fantastic. And if I get back there again, I'm probably gonna have another one of them. It was like their specialty. You can't get this thing anywhere else. So like we've been doing it. It has a bone in it too. So it's like filet mignon with a bone in it. So you get that really good flavor.
Were you eating after the South Carolina meetup? Where's
Um,
everybody gonna head to?
a Brazilian steakhouse in Charleston, South Carolina, and it's one that Mimi said she's been to, and it's good. So it's all you can eat steak. They bring it around on skewers. Give me more, give me more. You get a little puck. It's green or red. You flip it green, and it's just like carnivore heaven. They just keep bringing you more and more meat till you're full.
Ain't that something?
We did that with Dr. Hampton when we filmed in Chicago. That was, and I've been to one. There's one in Madison that I've been to. There's got to be one in Milwaukee by you, JT. We got to hit one up sometime. It's good. You got to be careful because some of the meat they'll put some sauces or spices on, but the one in Chicago they even had they even had ribeye just on skewers and they cook it
Really?
over a fire. So it's good stuff. The dude abides. Then Meat Fest. Yeah, we gotta figure this Meat Fest thing out. Announcement to come soon. Hopefully, I'm taking one thing at a time, man. We got so much going on right now, but in May there's Meat Fest in Green Bay, May 18th, which we gotta get to that for sure. Do a meetup there.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's gonna be fun. I'm ready. I think I'll bring Anna.
Yeah. Who's your carnivore? Take Emma out to Fort Sumter. There we go. Yeah, we're trying to have a little bit of time, if nothing else, afterwards, that I could do something fun with the girls. Because the girls are coming with, but it's just, I'm like, this isn't a vacation. It's literally drive, film, drive, and then we're done. So we're going to do
Still
something
nice
fun.
to see get out of the state, get into that state for them. So that'd be a fun experience.
Yeah, and it's a weird thing. I don't know where they got this little obsession, but for a while now, they've been talking about we want to go to North Carolina. North Carolina. I'm like, man, of all the places you could go, I don't know why you guys are stuck on North Carolina. I've never really. I think I drove through it once, but so now that it just so worked out, months later, we happen to be going to North Carolina. It wasn't because of them. It's just the individual there that we're going to film.
Yeah.
We got Monica from New York. We got Ohio, California, Wyoming, Georgia,
Georgia.
Indianapolis. Kathy. Hey, Kathy, how's it going? From Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Carnivore Stand up in Canada, Ohio, Kentucky, Ontario. High on Ribeye, UK. You're the reason I've been carnivore for 90 days. Feel awesome. Wow, that's great. Congratulations.
Let's go.
You're the reason you are carnivore. You pulled the trigger and you did it. Good job. Kathy David said 303. Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew H is listening while delivering on Amazon. There you go. Carnivore multitasking.
Let's go, Andrew.
Kansas, Denmark. Monica B said, Carrie, did you get your lab results? Well, I got my lab results, my blood work results, and they all look great, except for my salt was a little bit low. I talked about that before. I think what you might be asking is, did I get my ejection fraction results yet? And no, I didn't. That is on May 1st. And good, bad, or indifferent, I'm sharing it. If my congestive heart failure got worse on carnivore, you guys are going to hear the truth. If it got better, you're going to hear the truth. If nothing changed, I have the numbers before and after my ejection fraction, which put me in the classification of congestive heart failure. I really believe it's gone. I don't really care, honestly, because I feel great. And I had the symptoms before that I don't have anymore, but it's going to be really fun to see what the actual numbers show.
Interesting.
Song Babe, 0 cravings.
Let's go.
Rick, haven't you learned your lesson yet? 40-year carnivore Rick, I ate 5 bananas from my yard, and the next day I had explosive diarrhea.
Oh, Rick, I love you, man. He keeps it real, man. Real.
Sure does. Simply human. It's not tricky. Fruit has sugar. There you go. For me, I just say if it's carbs, carbs break down in the body like sugar. If it's got carbs, it's sugar. If it's sugar, it's sugar. If it's carbs, it's sugar. California, Sycamore, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis.
So, Rick, take it from Rick. Fruit is a bad idea. He's he practiced that. He did a little science experiment on himself yesterday, and the answer is true.
Yeah, your body don't want it, Rick.
Let's see what else we got here. Wow, lots of comments. Thank you guys all so much. We got 170 people on here. That's awesome. Hey, there's a link in the description. Oh, did I add it? I got to make sure. Check out JT's channel, Poco Moonshine Family, man. You've been doing great. Killing it. Still interviewing carnivores over there. You got any big videos coming up?
Nothing planned right now. I'm working on getting my second channel started so I can do some other things on there too. But otherwise, nothing planned right now. I have to get Audra on there. I just haven't set some of this stuff up yet. But yeah, met some people at the meetup that I would like to get on here in the next couple months, so you guys can look forward to some new stories coming. That's for sure.
Nice. Arthur said, I think he's talking to me, Carrie, I don't think you'd be back where you started again if you had a piece of fruit. You're not giving yourself nearly enough credit. I've done this before and can go carnivore for months. Arthur, I have to respectfully disagree with you. I did almost strictly carnivore for keto, which is almost carnivore, for a very long time, very, very strictly. And I would add fruit back in and I would gain all the weight back. Like I legitimately think I have the world record for losing the most weight. I've gained it, lost it, gained it, lost it, gained it, lost it. I have yo-yoed so many times doing just this. And it always, in every single instance, it started with fruit. Usually low glycemic index fruit that I'm told will be fine. Like, oh, just eat blueberries. Those will be fine for you. Or blackberries. That's always where it would start, always with good intentions. I'm just going to have a little bit of blueberries, and then I'm going to go back to low carb, just salad and protein. And I could never do it. And the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I don't want people to do what I did, or I've seen Jen do it multiple times. There's nothing more devastating in the world than losing all of that weight. The hard way, too. Like carnivore, it was easier than the way I've done it in the past. Losing all that weight the hard way and then gaining it all back. Like it is so discouraging. So that's why I get kind of fired up with that. But again, nuance. Everybody's different. I mean, maybe you could have a little piece of fruit and then be fine, but everyone's definitely different. Carnivore communicator said after years of keto, I could do small amounts of berries without wanting more, but I don't know if fruit was part of the severe GI bloating that went away on carnivore. There you go. A lot of us suffered with depression, and that will lead to eating for comfort.
Yep, I agree with that. Got that right, Vicky.
Hey, JT, you want to hear a quick, I did an interview yesterday, and it's kind of crazy. I want to get your opinion on it.
I got mine on from the meetup.
Nice. So I interviewed a gentleman named Jason who has stage 4 esophageal cancer. And he was talking about keto, carnivore. He's a big fan of Professor Seyfried. But during the interview, he mentioned to me, I said to him, I was like, how important is mindset, your attitude, having a positive outlook in the treatment of your cancer? What are your thoughts on that? And he was like, Carrie, I got an interesting, sorry, Baxter's barking out there. He said, Carrie, I got an interesting story for you. I'll make it quick. So long story short, he lives in Canada, and they have psilocybin, magic mushrooms. I always say it wrong. Psilocybin. They have under doctor's supervision where you can take magic mushrooms, which they have this stigma because they've been used as a recreational drug, but they use them for medicinal purposes in Canada. And if you're deeply depressed or if you have late stage cancer, you have to meet all these requirements. You can get a doctor's order to get psilocybin therapy under doctor's supervision. Well, this guy Jason did it, and what he said to me was just incredible. It's what really stuck with me afterwards. He said, and I quote, let me see, I think I actually wrote it down here just to make sure I get it right. 80%, this is what he said to me, Carrie, after I did the psilocybin treatment, this man has a young family. He was diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer. 80% of the stress and fear of my own mortality was gone after that treatment. And he's like, I have joy and gratitude in my life. If I die, I die, but I'm living happy right now. And I was like, that is such a powerful, incredible thing. And he attributes it all to this psilocybin, which has, I say this on my channel, and there's people on here like, bad drugs, like recreational drugs, but then I started doing more research. So long story short, he's like, you want to do another video on this? I was like, fine, let's do it. I want to learn more, because my thing is, if I was diagnosed with late stage cancer, I'd want to have all the options. I'm not saying you got to do it, but I want to have all the, I never knew this was an option. So he came on with another doctor. Her name was Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee also stage 4 cancer, also did this psilocybin treatment and said the exact same thing that Jason did. It's just, she has no fear anymore. She has no anxiety. She said it was like going to a psychiatrist for 500 years. It was like getting all of that therapy, just like boom, instantly. So I thought it was really interesting. But then I'm like, the whole message, healing humanity, it's returning to what is natural. But then Jason was like, well, think about this, Carrie. When you were hopelessly depressed for your entire adult life, you were taking compound chemical medication that did nothing for you. And people have no stigma with that. It's fine. It's just medicine. This psilocybin is a mushroom. You get it naturally. It's completely natural. It does some crazy stuff to you, but it's completely natural. And he's like, why does alcohol get a pass when alcohol is addictive, way more destructive than psilocybin? That gets a pass, but there's this huge stigma with this thing. And his thing was, he was just passionate about it, because he's like, if other people are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, I'd want them to feel like this. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, or anyone in the chat. It causes some controversy. I talked about it a little bit on my members only yesterday, but
Well, if it helps stress levels, I think it's okay. And because when you're stressed out, that doesn't help your body heal.
yeah,
And anytime you've got something going on, they tell you to go home, relax. They don't tell you to go home, lift a bunch of heavy stuff, stress out. They don't tell you that. Tell you to go home, relax, take it easy, and unwind. And I think stress it's going to make things worse. So if it will help with someone's stress and their mental, just their mental battle, to help get them to the point where their body's healthy, then they can just naturally be right. So
yeah.
I have no qualms with it.
That was my big takeaway afterwards too. And I was thinking about it more. I was like, what if you had 1 million people diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and they just did the standard of care, which is just go get chemo, that's it. And then you had 1 million people that did this psilocybin therapy, and all of a sudden 80% of their stress and fear of their own mortality is gone, and they all have, like, this isn't just Jason and Dr. Lee that I talked to. They're like, almost everyone that does this says the same thing. They suddenly have this immense gratitude, which I thought was so funny, because I told them, like, I have that on Carnivore. So I'm like, maybe people can get that with Carnivore too. But Jason's thing was, this is quicker, and having stage 4 cancer, sometimes you want things quicker. But also for Jason, his issue was he had esophageal cancer. He had times where he was trying to do carnivore. He couldn't eat a steak for physical reasons. He couldn't get it down because of his throat. Like, he was bone broth and only bone broth. So he switched between keto and things like that. But I thought it was really interesting. We're going to be interviewing Professor Seafried for the documentary. And I want to ask him specifically about psilocybin therapy, but also, what about mindset? If you go in, if you're diagnosed with cancer and you have just an incredible feeling of gratitude and you're not constantly anxious, because that causes stress on the whole body, that's got to mess up your mitochondria. If you're just in the zen and you just feel great, the outcome has to be so much better. Even if the outcome isn't better, or your prognosis, or you live longer, even if that doesn't happen, it stays the same. The fact that you would be living your life to the fullest potential with gratitude seems like it might be worth investigating a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, they have no problem with giving antidepressants, but that's anything in a pill form is acceptable. It's just the culture.
right. So I did that video with them yesterday. I still have to edit it together. Probably go live next week sometime. It's a little bit off topic for normally I'm doing carnivore proper human diet videos, but I'm getting so many comments. We did that cancer roundtable with Professor Seafried. I get endless comments from people that are going through advanced stage cancers and they have questions. And a lot of them are so thankful for Jeff for telling his story because they're like, I never would have known about metabolic therapy if Jeff didn't tell his story. I want that as a tool in my toolbox. Why can't I have that if I'm diagnosed with cancer? This is another one of those potential tools. So I'm going to add this to our cancer action plan is just something maybe to research or look into some more. The problem is it's not legal in the United States. It's legit in Canada, but I think in Oregon and Colorado it might be legal here. And they're working towards it because the results. It's not just for advanced stage cancer. People with depression are having incredible turnarounds on it as well. So
amazing.
Here we got a question from Jose. I just started Carnivore Diet for about a week. Now, apart from my electrolytes, do I need to take any other supplements? Do you need to take anything else other than electrolytes? I would say no for most people. When I started carnivore, I just took electrolyte drops. I like the keto chow drops. I'd add those in my water. I took those for a couple weeks. I've been doing carnivore real strict now for, well, the whole time I've been doing carnivore strict, but I haven't had any electrolytes is what I meant to say the last several months. It's just been beef and water and not even salt recently, just beef and water. And I've been feeling great. So everybody's different. One thing, like I really recommend this to people. Nobody ever listens to me, but if you're going to start carnivore out, if you can get in and get your lab work done, go get it done. See if you're good on everything, because it'll be nice to see that afterwards. And you may be deficient in something that you need. It's hard to say without getting that lab work done. You can do that without even going to your doctor. There's like Ulta Labs, ULTA, not Ultra. It's like the word Ultra without the R in it. Ulta Labs. They have labs all over the country. You can go in and pay like $40 or something and get some of your blood work done. So I'd recommend doing that too.
Yeah, I just use Redmond's real salt.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
That on my eggs, whatever, my burger patties, my steaks.
And listen to your body. Really listen to your body, Jose. Like if you're doing stuff and, oh no, I got cramps in my leg, or suddenly I'm lightheaded, or I'm fatigued, or I'm tired, your electrolytes are probably off. If something doesn't feel normal, you're probably off on something. Jasmine said, did you guys see Dr. Barry's video on creating an alternative to the ADA? I saw it on my feed, but I haven't had a chance to watch it all yet. Let me look here real quick. I don't know if you caught that one, JT.
No, I don't think I caught that one yet.
Yeah, the American Diabetes Association is a borderline criminal. I have that video on my watch list. I got to catch up on my YouTube, man. I've been falling behind, but it looks like a good video. Obviously, Dr. Barry did it. It's got to be. Agoraphobic carnivore. I'm new to all of this. Who is that crazy knucklehead with the cow head on the right? Okay, I added a little bit to that. What's the channel name?
Poco Moonshine Family.
That crazy knucklehead. That's JT, Poco Moonshine Family. Who is the guy? JT and I are good buddies. We met through YouTube. We're both carnivores. We're friends. We're both from Wisconsin. We've done a bunch of videos together. JT's killing it on his channel, Poco Moonshine Family. If you don't know who he is, agoraphobic carnivore, go subscribe right away. He does a lot of excellent videos on carnivore, him and his wife, his lovely family. He does interviews with other carnivores that are awesome.
We're on our way to 50,000, so let's go.
Yes. Scooby the dog, we got to meet in person. That was great at the Thingsville Meetup. JT Carey, a chat friend, saying hi on your channel. Also, JT. Hi on Ribeye, UK, down 30 pounds, feel awesome. I will tell you what, hi on Ribeye, I will be in the UK at some point. I am, if I gotta take my kayak there, I'm getting to the UK at some point. There's so many great carnivores out in the UK. A couple in particular I want to film for the documentary, but we got to do like the biggest carnivore meetup in the world in the UK. I've never been there, but I definitely want to go. So many great people out there, nice people, friendly people. Some great YouTube channels too coming out of the UK. Mary said, sugar fires up my pilot light and then can't stop. S. McCabe, where's Adam? I believe Adam is probably at a photo shoot right now. Adam came out to our Thiensville meetup. Adam was just out here at my house filming last week, which is incredible. And Adam is a carnivore machine. Shout out Carnivore Today if you guys aren't checking out Adam's channel. He is so busy with his photography business that he works on as his regular gig that pays the bills. And then he's spending a bunch of his time helping with the documentary, including next week when we're traveling all the way out to North Carolina, South Carolina to film even more. So, Tyson, Savannah, Georgia, thanks for all you do. Carnivore Boss, thank you so much. 5 HomesteadHow memberships. Really appreciate it. We do a members only live stream every Thursday at 3. Not going to have one next week because I'm going to be filming, but we're going to do a members only video. In fact, I think it's going to be pretty fun for the members because I'm gonna make Emma do it. I'm gonna bribe Emma and I'm gonna say, you do a behind the scenes, because she's traveling with us to film. You do a behind the scenes members only video from Emma's perspective. So that's gonna be members only. Just one thing real quick, JT, we did this members only yesterday. These members are amazing. We had this great idea with the members. Oftentimes I'll share inspirational comments I'm getting from people. I had some these were on fire yesterday. People in their 70s just thriving on carnivore. I share these quick excerpts, and we're creating a whole database of these because there's thousands of them I get on my channel alone. And one of my members said, you know what you should do with that? I'm like, no, I don't. What should I do? And they're like, you should turn that into a book. I'm like, that is a great idea. Like, I have thousands of these. Imagine just a book, and you could go to page 20 and it's all diabetes, and page 30 is obesity or depression, and they're all specific. But it would just be a fun book too, because you could I need some motivation. I get so many people on my channel saying, I just needed that. I needed some inspiration or motivation. Have a book, you just pop it open to page 37, and there's a carnivore quote on there that someone changed their life forever. So
good idea.
We're doing it. We're working on it. Shout out Carnivore Stan, who's on here right now, also a member of the channel that's helping organize all of that as well, with my buddy Dan from the Philippines, who's also a carnivore. Hey, speak of the devil, where's Adam? There he is right now, Carnivore Today. Question, Carrie, what is a dell, and why is the farmer always there? Adam, you have the best questions in the world. I will get back to you on that one. JT, do you know the answer to that? We were joking about the dells, and Adam's like, what's a dell? I'm like, oh, come on. I don't know.
Adele's a singer.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said she's a wonderful singer. You haven't heard her? Like, get up with the times. A dell is something to do with water formations or something. I don't know. That's why they initially called it the dells, but I might be wrong on that. Adam said the steak was amazing. We're talking about the Del Bar again. I'm falling behind here on the comments. I got to get caught up. Paul D said, I'm very consistent on BBBE and cheese. I eat a lot of cheese. Is that an issue?
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be. If you're trying to cut weight or something, it could be.
Yeah, it depends. There's that carnivore nuance again. Some people say they're just fine on cheese. Most people I find struggle with cheese, or it stalls their weight loss off. So it depends on what you're doing carnivore for. Some people say they eat cheese and it messes with their acne, inflammation, things like that. So
FedEx is here and needs your signature for.
Okay.
I mean your ID.
Hey JT, can I be back in 20 seconds?
Sure.
All right. Here, do you want me to put another question up for you?
Sure.
Let me see if we got another one here. I got a FedEx guy. I just got to sign something quick. I guess the girls were telling me.
Sign it.
He's been waiting out there for a while. Oh, wait. I know what we can do here real quick. I'm coming. Here we go. I'm going to spin it. I'll be right back. This is all you, JT.
All right. All right. Let's see what we got here, guys. Ooh, myth busting. I've actually got a relevant one on that one. Saturday was the meetup. Sunday, I spent some time with family out in the sun. We were grilling, so I grilled 2 days in a row out in the sun, and I did get burnt. Maybe you guys can't see it, but my hands are pretty red and stuff like that. Yeah, I did get burnt. So unfortunately, carnivores do get sunburn. Carrie might not like me busting that myth, but and maybe some carnivores don't, but I definitely did get burnt. Even on my nose is red too.
Oh. Myth busting. Did you get a good one in there?
Yeah, I was telling them how between Saturday and Sunday of me grilling outside, I did burn. My nose got burnt.
Oh, you got some burn? Yeah.
Yeah, I was burnt. So I was like, unfortunately, carnivores do get sunburned.
I was really red that night, but then the next day it was just gone. And we went
On it though,
what's that?
bacon grease. I put
Bacon.
on it bacon grease,
Nice.
and nothing peeled. But I still got like the redness on my arms, and so you can
Oh
see
yeah.
my arms are pretty red.
Right.
So carnivores, they do get sunburn. Unfortunately, that was my myth. Do you got one, or is that good one for you?
That's oh myth. Oh man, I don't know how basic we can go, but I think the biggest myth I can think carnivore wise is basically everything I've ever been told from doctors and mainstream media and been taught my entire life is the opposite of reality. Meat's going to clog your arteries. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Those would be the big myths that I could think of. And it's still, even I've been on carnivore for well over a year now. It's still eye opening to me. I was just talking to Bill yesterday. We were texting about something. The heck was it? But basically, the conclusion was, yeah, like literally everything is backwards from what reality is. It's Bill said in the text, he's like, it's an inverted reality we're living in. I'm like, that is the truth. It is crazy how backwards some things are.
But just put bacon grease on it, man. Felt it didn't burn or nothing. It felt very soothing to have the bacon grease on the skin. Felt
Yeah.
good.
Tallow's another one. That's what her and Katie have been mixing up. They got tallow and a couple other things, but just some natural stuff. We went after the meetup on Saturday. The girls and I went kayaking, and oh my god, it was so much fun. It was a little cool out, but man, it was great getting the whole family out there, um, and having the energy to do it. Because I think normally pre-carnivore, I'd have been like, man, we had such a busy day. We were out in the sun all day, chatting with people at the meetup. Let's just relax today. Nope, we got up early in the morning. We went kayaking for like 3 hours, I think it was, and then shout out Emma. So when we go kayaking, JT, you guys got to get up here and kayak, man. That would be fun.
I'd be down. I'm down.
Let's go. We're gonna do it. You have an open invite anytime. We got to plan a date. There's a place it's like a half hour from here. It is beautiful. You don't feel like you're in Wisconsin. And you know, like when you were younger, JT, if you ever went to like a water park and they have the lazy meandering river, that's what this is like. It's just all these S curves and hooks, and it's just nice flowing, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
I
Half
love
hour
lazy
from here.
rivers.
Yeah. And so we go in on one end and you go under this bridge. You go through a tunnel and there's like some rapids. So it's exciting. It's so much fun. But what we normally do is we take two vehicles, we drop the kayaks off at one end, and then we drive everybody to the other end. We dropped Emma's car off so that when we get down the river to the end, one person can take Emma's car back and get the truck right at the beginning because it's several miles away. We did all of this. We all this elaborate planning. We dropped Emma's car off at the end, right? So we get to the end, we're done kayaking. It's sunny, it's hot out. We're 3 hours into this. We're like, we got to get back to the movie theater. The movie starts at 4 tonight. We were like cutting it close. We get to the very end, and I'm like, Emma, get your keys out. I'm gonna drive back and grab the truck, and we can go. She's like, my keys, Dad? What? I left those in the truck. I'm like, what? The truck is miles away. What are you talking about? We did this whole thing. She's like, oh no. Luckily, shout out my other daughter, Lily. We were able to, thank goodness we had cell phone reception. We called Lily and she rushed over, drove us several miles back to the truck to get the truck so we could put the kayaks in and get back home. But it was pretty funny. Nancy Chandler said, Carrie, you will love South Carolina. The food is so good. They eat squirrels in South Carolina. Well, hey, when in South Carolina, I'll eat squirrels. Let's go.
Red squirrels or big gray ones?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have to cheat on lion diet a little bit. I'm pretty sure a squirrel only has one stomach. Are squirrels ruminant? I don't think so.
You're getting bougie, man.
Right? I think I'll be all right.
Eat
Little bit of
snob,
squirrel.
officially.
Yeah. John M, I've added sprinting to my carnivore eating. Wow, it's crazy how much of a workout you can get in a short time. I haven't done any of that sprinting. Sean O'Mara sprinting. I see a lot of people talking about it and trying that.
Yeah, I don't sprint yet. That's for sure.
Scooby the dog said, if one electrolyte value is a little low, I wouldn't worry. If lots of things are out of whack, then you can worry. Yeah. Primal Mike said you need to increase your salt intake, then body is well designed to keep serum electrolyte levels in check. So if these indicate issues, you need to take action. Not everyone can be low salt. Yeah, well, here's my thing with the whole salt. I don't believe them telling me my salt numbers were low is accurate for a carnivore. I believe it's accurate for someone on the standard American diet. All of those numbers and where you're supposed to be, that's based on the society, which is on the standard American diet. So I advise everyone to do what's best for themselves. For me, I'm just listening to my body. And if I feel like I need more salt or I feel like I need more electrolytes, that's been my take. And so for several months now, I've been doing anti-electrolytes, and I've been talking recently. I've been doing the no salt thing for like over a week now. I feel better than ever. I feel incredible. So I'm just gonna keep going with it. If it's not like some stringent thing where I'm like, I'm never having salt again. Like tomorrow, I'm like, oh, maybe I want some salt. I'll have some more. But I'm feeling great. I'm just listening to my body. I wish we had a whole set of parameters for carnivores, but I honestly, what we should have, maybe in the future we'll have this as technology gets better. What's the optimal range that all of my numbers should be for me as a human, as a carnivore, as a 43-year-old, as a male versus a female? Everyone should have their own. There's so much nuance to that, and to just have these numbers like, oh, you should fall within this. It's like for the same reason us carnivores don't get scurvy. Our body chemistry is different than that of the standard population that those ranges are based off of.
Absolutely.
Eat meat. Hey, it's my buddy Hawkforce. I'm going to be interviewing Hawkforce on the channel when I get back. I think the week after next. Looking forward to that.
Need a hawk sound effect to play.
Yeah. B Dog JT, what's the new channel you're talking about?
It's just gonna be the main channel, which would be just Poco Moonshine. When I get it set up, I'm still like planning everything out, like what I'm gonna be doing on that channel, and that way I can keep the channel I'm using right now for family and carnivore. You know, like our just like behind the scenes stuff here, like what my diet here and what I'm eating and stuff, and because people on the main channel probably won't care about my diet.
Simply Human. Carnivore is keto. Carnivore is the most nutritionally complete and least inflammatory keto, also known as proper human diet. I agree. Mike said depression leads to addiction. Address the depression, and addiction may be easier to manage. Yeah, it's a complicated area for sure. See, the whole thing with addiction that I find interesting, I don't know what you guys in the comments do, but it seems like a lot of people that go carnivore are suddenly like, wow, I don't have any addictions anymore. What happened to that? I guess you're always addicted. If you're addicted to alcohol or sugar, you can abstain from it, and you're still technically an alcoholic. But um, that's an interesting thing. It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Address the depression, and the addiction may be easier to manage,
That's true.
or maybe the addiction is causing the depression as well, or perpetuating it. All right, let's see what else we got here. Wow, we got a lot of comments.
Tons of them today. Everybody's awake on a Friday. Let's go.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the next question. There's a lot of these, a lot of comments. Carnivore Scott, there we go.
Thanks, buddy. Smash that like button. All the cool
Lisa, I had MS and keto helped a little bit, but on carnivore, I've had much greater success. Man, shout out Dave Mack. He's got a great channel. I think he's interviewed 5 or 6 individuals that have seen drastic improvements with MS on carnivore. What are we talking about? I think we got someone in here spamming. That's why I'm having trouble. There we go. I'm just going to ban this user and delete their comments. I couldn't tell if these were legit comments or what. Lynn Tucker Carnivore. Carrie, you're the most inspiring person ever. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that.
That's a compliment, Carrie.
Yeah. Again, you should have seen me before this. Making up for lost time. Adele is a ravine. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's where the water goes through. Also a singer. Carnivore Odyssey. Hey, guys. 5 times 10 pounds and 1 times 5 pounds bowling ball is gone on my hip. Ship. Carnivore forever. Congratulations. That's some nice progress.
For you.
That's 55 pounds down, if my math is correct.
When you think of it as bowling balls, man, it really is eye-opening.
JT, you are the shorts master. That is very true.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I love making shorts.
JT, did you wear sunglasses? That could be why you still got burnt.
Yeah, I did wear sunglasses.
Kathy got burnt too. Okay, I'm gonna get caught up on these.
Carrie's
Nancy said
got to bring them up on his end. The comments, I can't shoot any on the screen.
Yeah, let me know if I missed anything here. I'm almost through these here. Nancy said you should try seafood in Charleston. Sweet tea and fried food is the norm in the South. I don't mind me some seafood every now and then.
I don't really do seafood.
Song Babe said, is cooking meat and butter okay online? I'm planning on doing lion and mix. Again, there's always that nuance, Song Babe. If it's okay for you, it's okay for you. I did lion for a long time, and I called it bee lion, butter and lion. I added butter because I had trouble getting enough fat. Whatever works for you. There's no hard and fast, strict rules for everyone.
Yeah, you don't want to do lion if it's going to cause you to not take as much fat in as you need. So just to add butter in, I mean, you're still basically doing lion diet. I wouldn't beat yourself up about something like butter. Butter is amazing.
Here's a good question from Korean Clock Shop. What do you recommend for those just starting that miss texture and flavor of other foods? Does that go away the longer you stick to it? Recovering vegetarian here, and I love vegetables.
Yeah, Jen would be able to.
I was just gonna say, Jen, she's heading to visit her brother right now. My wife Jen had the exact same situation. She was a vegetarian. She misses those textures. She's approaching day 30, and it's getting easier for her. And from most people I hear that go longer than that, yes, those go away. At some point, it'll switch. You're gonna be like really craving the meat more, and you're not gonna miss those vegetables anymore. Just remember, it's baby steps. I always say to myself, like, I took 42 years before I found carnivore, so it was a lot of eating the wrong stuff and my body getting used to those sort of things. It could take a little while to change things back. Awesome. Hey, look at that. I think I got to the bottom, JT. I made it to the bottom.
Let's go.
Which is good. I can't believe we're already at an hour now. 194 people. So shout out JT, Poco Moonshine family. I got a new video going live tomorrow. Anything else you want to shout out, JT, before we wrap things up?
No, I'm just gonna be making some of Dr. Barry's bacon strips. He's got like these little, or bacon chips, he calls them, and it's just a cute little way to get kids interested in bacon. And William loves bacon, whether it's a huge strip or a little chip. So that video is coming out today. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna maybe learn how to do some stuff around the house as far as like carpentry and stuff like. But otherwise than that, I'm not.
YouTube, JT, YouTube, great for all that stuff. Figure out how to do it. Hey, we had one more question I missed. My apologies. I'll answer this one quickly. Will the carnivore diet help raise thyroid and/or testosterone levels? I would say for a lot of people, yes. Testosterone, especially, man. I hear that over and over again. You get that fatty, saturated meat back, and it comes back right away. What I would advise you is do more research. Tara Jewel, look up, type in thyroid, testosterone, Dr. Barry. He's done lots of videos on these topics, and they can explain them way better, and they're completely free, and you get it from a doctor. Some good info there. So
yeah, and eggs too. If you want to boost your testosterone, just eat more eggs. Just scramble up some eggs, boil some eggs, and get to it.
One of the best things in the world. Those eggs are incredible for you. I eat them I was eating them almost every day of my carnivore journey. Eggs were involved. So All right, buddy, this has been fun. Thank you so
This
much.
is
Thank you, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Flash Duck is out.
Beep.